It's spring in the Pacific Northwest, and that means it's time to get your mason bees out and ready to work. Ideally, your cocoons have been kept cold in your refrigerator throughout the winter. Before we place them out in the garden, there are a few simple things that you will need to prepare to give them a welcoming environment. You will need nesting boxes to place the tubes, wood blocks, or reeds. Nesting tubes, blocks, or reeds where the females will lay her eggs. Emergent boxes to hold the cocoons while they're prepared to hatch, and you will need cocoons. Nesting boxes provide shelter for the nesting materials and the bees, and it really doesn't matter what they look like. They just need to be sheltered from the wind and the rain. A conventional wooden house, a nursery pot, a PVC pipe, or even a milk carton will all work. Next, we will put nesting materials into the nesting boxes. And these can be made of reeds, of paper tubes, or laminate wood blocks. As long as the inside diameter is 3/8 of an inch, mason bees will use it. If you choose a wood block, close off the back end. And we find that foil tape that is used for ductwork in houses works really great. This way, the back is dark, which is what the mason bee would normally expect in nature. It's easy to remove cocoons from these blocks. Just make sure that every year you clean the blocks before you use them again. They can last many years if properly cared for. If you choose paper nesting tubes, the brown outside tube can be used year after year. The white tubes inside are inexpensive, and if given a choice, the bees choose them over the wood blocks. The inner tube is used once, and the brown outside tube again can be used year after year. Reeds are another option. They make good nesting material, but it's not as easy to get the cocoons out in the fall. Reeds are inexpensive, and with a cut-away milk carton, they make a great starter kit for kids. Now that you've got your nesting material set up, watch the weather forecast and check to see if you have several days where the temperatures will get between 50 and 55 degrees, and there are lots of flowers in the yard. These are some of the flowers that are in my yard that are early blooming and the mason bees love. An emergent box or tube is a container that protects cocoons from predators and bad weather. It can be most anything that you have around the house. I use medicine bottles, mailing tubes, cardboard boxes. They all work. They just need a 3/8 inch hole drilled or punched in so that the emerging bees can come out. Okay, it is time to put your mason bee cocoons into an emergent box. These cocoons have been in the refrigerator all winter long, staying nice and cold. I'm going to put them in the emergent box and making sure it's no more than half full because they need room to move around. The ideal ratio is 2 cocoons for each nesting hole that you have. They're ready to go, and you can put them right next to your nesting material. Put this box in a sheltered location facing east so the morning sun warms them up. Underneath the house eave is perfect, but any place where it will be protected. Somewhere near the orchard or vegetable garden works great as well. Bees need mud to fill their nesting tubes. They're called mason bees for a reason. They need mud nearby so that they can take and they bring the mud to the nesting tube, lay the egg, chamber it off, and then make another one. So have mud nearby no more than 30 to 50 feet. And if the weather turns dry, go ahead and make sure that you water that area so that they have mud easily available. And that's it. They will happily go about their business for about 6 to 8 weeks. In June, bring your bee blocks or tubes facing up so that the mud plugs are at the top, and you put them in a paper or a mesh bag, and then put them someplace where it's warm and dry. A garage, I use the shed behind me. And then in October, we have another video that tells how to take care of them at that time. Mason bees are super pollinators and are great additions to your garden. I hope you give them a try this season.